Good evening from Silkeborg, Denmark. It's a Wednesday evening. There's a hint of spring in the air in this beautiful riverside town in central Denmark. The venue for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. There's a look at the town square. Beautiful night, and the athletes from around the world have gathered here for the World Women's Curling Championship. Competition is here at the Silkeborg Sports Center. Great little venue, perfect for curling. Let's bring you inside. And there's a look across the venue. Our feature match tonight is Japan versus Finland. I'm Hans Frauenlob. I'm joined by Rona Howie. Good evening to you, Rona.
Good evening, Hans.
Let's meet the teams for tonight's game. For Team Japan, at lead is Hasumi Ishiguka. Seina Nakajima is the skip, and she throws second stones. Chiaki Matsumura is at third. And throwing fourth stones for Team Japan is Ikue Kitazawa. They're taking on Finland. At lead is Lotta Immonen. Maija Salmiovirta is playing at second stone. Esther Juhas is at third, and Finland is skipped by Una Kausta. Here are the standings. Sweden on top at 6-1, followed by China and Korea, and Russia at 6-2. Switzerland at 4-3, Canada with a win this afternoon, moving to 4-4, along with Scotland and the United States. Germany, Japan, Denmark, Finland, and Latvia round out the table. Got 4 matches going on tonight at the Silkeborg Sports Center. We will be keeping an eye on all of them for you. Here's where they are. On sheet A, it's going to be Russia versus Germany in a game with playoff implications. On sheet B, another game with playoff implications, China versus Switzerland. USA takes on Sweden. And sheet C, and our feature match is on sheet D, and it's Japan versus Finland. Sorona, Finland into the win column this afternoon, and they played very well.
They did. They had a great game today. Everything went swimmingly well for them.
Things went a little less swimmingly for the Japanese this morning. They suffered a loss, and they'll be looking to bounce back. What are you expecting from these teams this evening?
Yeah, both these teams, you know, they want that win on the board. They'll be fighting hard, and now Finland have got that first win. They'll be hungry for more.
Teams are exchanging handshakes before the game, as is customary in our sport. And we're just about ready to get underway. Wednesday night, we're getting into the business end of the round-robin phase of the tournament. Teams play a full 12-game round-robin, and the top 6 will advance into the playoff phase. Finland, it's going to be tough for them to reach the playoffs, but the Japanese still have a glimmer, so a very important game for Japan tonight. Players taking their warm-up slides before the game.
Japan started very strongly in the event and have just wavered slightly, so they need to get back on track and get a win under their belt.
This is quite a new experience for this Japanese team. This team from Finland earned their way here through the World Qualifying event. Una Kausta has considerable international experience, but this Japanese team, skipped by Seina Nakajima, fairly new on the international stage, although they had a major victory to get here. And we'll take a look here at the last stone draw. Finland will have last rock. Each team throws 1 draw before the game, 2 draws each. Finland with the better of that. They'll be playing the yellow stones. Japan will be playing the red stone tonight. So we're just about ready to get underway. Glad you're with us wherever you are in the world. Hasumi Ishiguka gets us underway. 22 years of age, lead player for Japan. Cautious first up call by the Japanese, throwing the stone into the rings. Lotte Immonen, also 22 years of age. Lead player for Finland. Nice shot. Hits and rolls it away to the wing. Shot gives you a good idea of the amount of curl in the ice. Ice conditions this week have been consistent and consistently good. Immonen. Here is the Japanese skip, Seina Nakajima, 21 years of age, throwing at the second stone position. Nice shot by Nakajima. Pretty routine Rona, back and forth, up and down.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot this week. The team's just not taking it on in the first end, just running through the stones.
Maija Salmiovirta, 37 years of age. Nice shot. Here are the rules of play. We're going to play 10 end games, 6 ends minimum. 38 minutes thinking time for each team, and each team has 1 60-second timeout. Nakajima.
Probably a surprise win for this Japanese team over the very successful team of Satsuki Fujisawa in their national championships. So it's great that another young Japanese team are able to come to this level of competition and gain experience.
Well, that's right, Rona. Some real depth building now in Japanese women's curling. Tori Kawano's team, Satsuki Fujisawa, and now this foursome skipped by Nakajima. Here's Chiaki Matsumura, 26 years of age. I think it's quite encouraging now, Rona, we're seeing in many countries, and Japan just being one example, some real competitive depth building up in a lot of places. Instead of having one dominant elite team, as Esther Juhas delivers, 31 years of age, but finished third. Now there's 2, 3, 4 teams of a high caliber in many countries.
Yeah, it's great, and you really need that. You want that competitive fight in each country. You don't just want one team that gets to go to everything because they're not fighting for it.
Little roll to the wing, but that stays on the ring, so Una Kausta will still need to make a play at it. Esther Juhas. Looking to roll it on the rings, but not quite, just gets to nose, so A little close to the rings for Nakajima to think about going around it. She's going to remove the stone. Ikue Kitazawa, fourth stone thrower for Team Japan, 22 years of age. They were looking for that inside roll, didn't get it. Unakausta not even tempted, even though she's got the hammer. And one strategy pretty clear for the Finns. They just want to keep it tidy and play for a blank. Keep last rock advantage. Kind of tempting though, wouldn't it? It's a tightish corner guard. You got the hammer. You could take a cheeky go to come around and maybe get a deuce.
Yeah, why not? The guard's there. They're obviously quite happy just to blank this end. Try and bank some time. Finland have been quite tight in time in quite a few of their games. Actually ran out of time in one game. So it's probably a good idea for them just to have a quick first end.
As Unakausta clears the guard. There's Una, the Finnish skip.
She's a hairdresser. Wonder if she does her team's hair before every game.
Well, it's possible.
Quite handy to have in your team.
Probably handier to have a hairdresser on her team than on my team. Japan drawing into the rings. Force Kausta to make a play to get the blank. Una makes her way.
She's her third World Women's Championship.
Una's also played some mixed doubles. She represented Finland at the Winter Olympics in mixed doubles. Trying to blank. Wants to hit the stone and roll out to keep last rock into the second. Gonna have to work this one though. It's coming close to nose, and does it get off the rings? I don't think so.
It doesn't.
Well, that is the no risk force for Japan. Single point for Finland, but it's a point they didn't want. Kausta trying to blank, noses it, and so after one end of play, Finland lead it by a score of 1-0. Lotta Immonen lines it up. Start the second end of play. Japan with the hammer. Rona, hindsight is always perfect, but do you think Unakausta might be regretting in hindsight that decision to not duck around that corner guard? at the first end.
Yeah, well, it could have been a potential 2. And if she'd been forced to take her 1, she would have been in no worse situation than she is right now. So hindsight's a wonderful thing.
It is. Always perfect.
That one just slips back to you. Straight away, Japan can put up their corner guard.
Playing the 5 rock free guard zone this year in World Curling Federation events. And for the team with hammer, that's a chance to throw up 2 corner guards if you are so inclined.
This Japanese team are from Nagano.
Got 4 games, each of them getting more and more important as the week goes on. We'll keep an eye on all of them for you. And let's take a live look now at Russia versus Germany.
So Germany are lying 1 on the 12-foot. Russia have got an open hit for 2. Alina Kovaleva. They're sitting on 6 and 2 here, coming into this game.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Nose hit for 2. 2-0 first end.
Team Russia keeping themselves up near the top of the table, looking to clinch a playoff spot. Germany fighting to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Sumi Ishiguka.
So we now have a centre guard and a corner guard. So we're going to see some more stones at this end.
Well, that always makes it a little more interesting for us and a little bit nervier for the players. Can they get this one by? Yes.
That's a lovely shot. Completely buried.
Well, game on. Una Costa asking for the draw around the center guard. Maija Salmi aberta. Immonen and Juhas really working the brushes. Costa urging them, and they get it by the front.
Oh, very well swept. It's virtually coming out the other side.
Yeah, it was just almost too good, really. Gives you an idea of how much curl there is in the ice. There's a look at it. You can actually see 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the stone from the delivery end. Nakajima will have a go at it.
It's the very first time that curling was an Olympic medal sport was in '98 in Nagano. 3 of this team were only 2 years of age at that time.
Well, puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? Nakajima crashes the guard and pushes the finished stone onto the rings. Definitely not what the Japanese wanted. Yeah, that Nagano curling event was held in the town of Karizawa. That's the town that these players are from. I wonder if any of them were taken into the stands by their parents in 1998 as infants. Start their Olympic dream.
Some of them just quite happy to replace the guard.
Nice guard, covers the shot rock. So Japan's in a spot of bother here. And there is Japanese coach Yusuke Morozumi. Longtime skip of the Japanese national men's team, now in a coaching role.
Japan have got last stone. Need to try and open things up here.
Hoping for some action on the shot rock, and they get it. Very nice shot by Nakajima. That takes a little bit of the pressure off, but still a chance for Finland to go around. Let's have another look at this one. Nicely played. Mr. Juhas.
Her first appearance at a World Women's Curling Championship.
Well by the guard, but we know how much it curls at the finish, so we want to keep it moving to get that last bit of curl. Hiding a corner. And there is Finland's coach Aku Kausta, brother of Una, also with a quality hair game. Chiaki Matsumura. This one's tracking a bit straight.
Yeah, just played a down weight to try and hold the shooter. It's a nice shot.
More action for you on the updates. Let's have a look at United States and Sweden.
USA lying 1. Sweden's Anna Hasselberg. An open hit for 2. The first end. Textbook first end for Sweden. They're sitting at a 6-1 record coming into this game. And plays that perfectly. So a score of 2, first end.
Yeah, the Swedish Express is starting to roll here at the World Women's Curling Championship. And Team Hasselborg look like they're finding top gear as we head towards the playoff phase.
Yeah, they lost their first game to China and have been unbeaten ever since. And it's a very long week and a very big round robin to remain undefeated.
Absolutely is. 13 member associations competing here this week, so it's a 12-game round robin. Really tough to go 12-0 against a field of this quality. Riding along with the sweepers, and that's the result.
So
good
that
shot.
Error from Finland, rolling out to the side, allowed Japan opportunity to go for the shot to lie to. There is a chance here though for Finland to get the hit and roll in behind the cover and lie shot.
Yeah, they would just need to bite a piece of the 8-foot to stay in shot position, so they could roll behind those guards. Get a look at the handle. Una Kausta has had a couple of hogline violations this week. That's what happens when you don't release the stone before the near black line. That's a foul. We don't want that to happen again. There's an overhead look at her delivery.
Don't think she's going to roll in the way.
So she does want to roll a little bit away from the guards so Japan can't use them. Gets a tiny roll. We'll keep an eye on all the games for you. On sheet A, Russia is leading Germany 2-0. No score between China and Switzerland on sheet B. Sweden with that deuce, leading the USA 2-0, and Finland leading this one by a 1-0 score. Wednesday, moving day in the competition. Teams are jockeying for position now as the playoffs come into view. Kitazawa knows is a little inside roll. Not enough to get cover. And the stone creeping further forward in the house, so a chance here for Kausta if she can make a hit and roll to maybe get the force. just see all of it. Definitely can see enough on the inside to get an inside roll.
Se nousee aika paljon, että äskenenkin nousi aika paljon, että varmaan pitää pientä pitää. Joo. Kymmenen! Ei! Pientä! Pientä! Joo! Ei! 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 Vasta!
Off to get the inside roll here.
Look at a tiny inside roll.
It's not enough.
Yeah, one more rock width and that one is wired. But I think enough of it's going to be visible for Ikue Kitazawa to make a pass at it and maybe score a pair. And there's a look, she can see just over half. Have to be a little bit careful though with the weight. You down the weight too much and they really move.
Yeah, just needs to play a canny weight.
A canny weight. For the rest of the world, that's somewhere between hack and board?
A delicate weight.
A delicate weight.
A delicate takeout.
Well, delicately
So
done,
yes.
nicely done here by Kitazawa, and it is in fact a pair for Japan. Very nicely played by the Japanese fourth stone player, Ikue Kitazawa, and Japan goes in front. A well-manufactured deuce, Japan 2, Finland 1 after 2 ends of play. Enjoy the trip with the sweepers. As the third end begins, we are live from Silkeborg, Denmark, the venue for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. I'm Hans Fraunlob. I'm with Rona Howie. Rona, this Japanese team looking composed, I would say, tonight relative to this morning. I commentated their morning game and in their loss to Denmark and seem to be keeping things a little more straightforward tonight.
Yeah, they're playing the simple shots well. They're keeping it the tactical side of it simple. They had last stone there. They drew round the corner with their lead stone, set up a 2 and played out the end. So nothing too clever. And they are a young team. You know, it's the first time in the World Women's stage, and they will be. It's a big occasion to be here.
Yeah.
And reality probably hit. They came, played away, started winning games, and reality maybe hit home a wee bit. Gosh, you know, we're winning some games and doing well here.
Right.
So now it's just kind of taking them back to reality and play their own game.
Yeah. Play shots, make shots.
Yeah.
Exactly. That shot a little bit short of made, but still useful for Japan. Would have liked that in the rings, but a center guard is a very good alternative. As Lotta Imonen delivers.
There's stagger guards out front, so if they can come around to your top tee.
Finland electing to play around the center guard, so all of the play is going to head towards the button this end. And we see 4 stones all on or near the center line. Get a look at it. Dance around the stones, left and a right and a... It's amazing how instinctive footwork is for the sweepers. After a while, it becomes just a natural thing. But then when you look at it on a replay like that, you're thinking, oh, that's some pretty fancy footwork, really.
Especially if it's quite a big weight takeout that you're trying to keep up with. This has got a long way to curl.
Making a move now. It's going to go just back button, back forefoot. Maybe hiding a corner, but should be enough for Kauster to make a play on it. There's a look at it. Just a corner of it hidden. And looking very mixed doubles-like. Maija Salmiavirta. Well, this one is over curling. It's on the front stones. Just taps the Japanese stone to bite the top 12 foot.
And the problem for Finland, they've got last stone at this end, and there's 2 yellow stones there blocking the way to the button. And there's 3rd one in the house. That's not ideal to actually be guarding your way in.
So a chance for the Japanese to now maybe switch their mindset from force to steal, Rona?
Yeah, definitely. They can come around to your top tee. And because of the stagger and the guards, there's no easy raise for Finland. So ideally keep this top tee. Don't give Finland anything to freeze on.
No, that's close to perfect. Great shot.
Fantastic shot. Great stone placement.
So Japan lies 2, and by getting it up into a piece of the button there, Finland can't freeze the back and be shot. No, I don't think they can anyways. Be pretty close. Kausta now, it's time to pull the parachute and clear the front.
And this is where it gets frustrating when you're having to clear your own stones out the way.
Salmiavirta trying to rearrange things. Well, that's quite a bit of rearranging. 3 stones go.
Yeah, good. Clear up.
Very nice.
Still advantage Japan.
Yeah. Nakajima looking to replace that center guard. Switching over to the outturned side now for Chiaki Matsumura. Green light on the top of the stone indicating a legal throw.
They don't want this to over curl. They know it pulls a long way from the hog in.
And there it's making the move that Rona just referred to. Maybe over curling, not too bad. Takes away the run back, covers the shot stone. Pretty good. Una Costa lining up the angles, thinking, can I run red, red, yellow, and maybe get some action on the shooter? For that to happen, she'd pretty much have to nose it. Esther Juhas. Moves too, but I'm not sure this one's going to get through the rings. No, it's going to stick in the back 12. Nakajima asking for another guard as we have a look at USA Sweden.
Sweden 2-0 up. And line 2 at this second end. Jamie Sinclair, skip for USA. Needing a nose hit for our 1. Difficult to take a double on blank, so having just his nose hit for 1 and makes it perfectly. So Sweden lead 2-1 after 2.
As we saw from Team Hasselborg the other night, though, Rona, wasn't it? That they were just mechanically trading deuces for forces and getting themselves into control, and it looks like a similar start for Team Sweden tonight.
Yeah, textbook curling.
Now, something I've noticed with Esther's delivery, watch her eyes. She will go down to the stone twice before she lets it go as she's sliding. Down, up, down, go. It's quite unusual.
Just to check that. Don't know.
Well, maybe by checking down, that's one way you don't get hog line violations. You just make sure you let the stone go before the near hog line. That stone spins back in. Opens up the scoring area. Japan is lying 2. And there's Esther. Ikue Kitazawa. Great chance here to throw another one in. Try to get into the same kind of area that Nakajima did.
Yeah, that yellow on the center line now is very tap-uppable.
Tap-uppable, absolutely.
Uppable.
That's the saver for Finland, absolutely.
But Japan want to come around top tee and let Finland play that raise.
Great looking line. How far can they take it? Well, they leave it sitting front 8. A little surprised they didn't try to take it another few inches and maybe make that tap a little bit tougher for Finland.
A great chance now here for Finland to roll behind that cover.
Yep. Japan lying 3, but Finland with the hammer, and a chance for Una Costa if she can make this nice little hit and roll to set up a skip's deuce. Has to roll about 2 rock widths to the left as we're looking at it. Looking for that roll, and they've got it. That's a great shot from Una Costa.
A really nice stone there. They were in a bit of trouble at this end.
That one is welded behind the guards. Let's have another look. The last few feet of the trip. Hits 2/3. Immonen on the roll.
Oh, she was looking a bit worried, but
She was.
I don't know why.
I'm pretty happy with that. Una never leaves you wondering what's
No.
on her mind.
have to curl quite a bit and slow down.
And this one is going to slide deep and past the shot rock, so it's going to be a draw for 2 for Una Kausta. If she elects to play the draw, and it seems like she will. Just 2 feet too heavy for Kitazawa. And there is Coach Kausta, Una's brother.
They'll probably have some quite lively debriefing sessions, brother and sister.
Yeah, it's always an interesting dynamic when a sibling or a parent is involved in a coaching role. Needs to hit the tee line. Keep an eye on the interval time for you from one hog line to the other hog line. Draw weight to the tee line this week has been in about the 14.2 to 14.5 range. There's 13.5, so that should have enough weight. They're worried about the line now, though. They had to sweep it past the top, and they've got backing, which they use. So a nice deuce there for Una Kausta and Team Finland. Converting after the nice hit and roll, finishes off with a draw to the backing, and it's a pair for Finland. Puts them back in front. Well, let's have another look. Sweepers had to get it past that front stone. Once it was past that front stone, the backing was there. 2 points for Finland and the lead on the scoreboard. After 3 ends of play, it's Finland 3 and Japan 2.
Mutta sillä ei ollut niinku siinä kohtaa enää mitään väliä, vaikka se olisi hakkivoimaa, että oltiin vaan niinku, että töketään.
Fourth end underway here in Silkeborg. Our feature match. Finland versus Japan. Back and forth affair. Keeping an eye on all the games as we're moving through the week in the round robin phase. Let's have a live look at Russia and Germany. 3 red Russian stones in the rings, so tough situation here, Rona.
Yeah, I think Russia are lying too, so Daniela Jens having to draw the 4-foot. She does have backing. She can sit on that red that's just at the side of the 4-foot. Here it comes. Has it got the weight? Oh, well swept.
Oh, great
shot. So Germany get 1 on the board. Russia lead 2-1 after 3.
Yeah, terrific sweeping by the German front end. Japan with the hammer here in the fourth. Corner guard up for them. Finland throwing a center guard in return. And this is what I like to see. Rona Nakajima throws the corner, immediately says, let's use it. Now, with a little input from her teammates saying, yeah, let's chase the shooter. Lotta Immonen, 81% for the week, or for the tournament, rather. And Hasumi Ishiguka at 79 for the week at the lead position. USA Sweden for another update.
United States lying one behind the guard. Team Sweden had set up a good two at this end, but a great double takeout by Jamie Sinclair. And then a come around with her second, forces Anna Hasselberg to have to draw for one. Sweeper's just nursing this one down. Yeah, seem quite happy with that one. Well played. Sweden extend their lead 3-1 after 3 ends.
A bit of a moral victory though for Team USA. Get the force, get the hammer back. Ishiguka crashed on the attempted takeout. Still available though for Nakajima to have a try at it. Looking for an outside roll to get behind that corner guard. Not thin enough to take it over there, but takes it in that direction and takes it away from the center a bit. There's Sena. Very serene player out there is Sena Nakajima. Here's Maya Salmiaverta, 66% for the tournament. Stone going to go out of play. Well, I think it might be just far enough to be in third shot position as Salmiaverta nods in affirmation of that shot. Does look like Finland is lying too.
The only benefit for Japan is that one's back tee. They could come around and just force Finland to play the harder shot. Chosen to clear.
Well, that's interesting.
I don't think they're needing to do that at this stage.
No, I agree.
Still an opportunity for them to set up a two. They've got corner guards. And the opposition stone's back tee.
Well, they do clear the center guard. Yeah, but I'm with you, Rona. Might have made a different choice. Does open it up. Sena Nakajima looking on. After her stones are done, she resumes her role at the house. Oh my goodness.
Oops.
Speed wobble and a recovery from Esther Yuss.
We never saw many times she looked down at the stones.
No,
there.
no. Look down, looked up and go, uh-oh. That's not so good. Happens to all of us, Esther.
Oh, she's embarrassed now.
Poor thing. Yep, if you push too soon before your sliding foot is ready to take your body weight, that's what happens. Yeah, the sliders are pretty slippy. Chiaki Matsumura. If you've never been on curling ice before and you're wondering about the footwear that the players have, they've got a sliding surface on one shoe, and that's usually made of Teflon or stainless steel, something with really low friction, and on the other shoe, more of a rubber gripping surface. I don't know how many times I've been asked over the years by people that have never seen the game before, Rona, do the players wear skates? They're intrigued by the way that the players slide and glide. It's that Teflon slider. Esther a little bit more deliberate this time on the push out.
Yep, you can get various thicknesses of Teflon. And this one very heavy. She was just asked to freeze up to that red. Two poor shots there.
Yeah, I'm sure that first delivery is really just shaking her mental gears, and she'll just want to recompose herself and just get back in her routine. Chiaki Matsumura.
So an opportunity now for Japan to capitalise on those errors from Finland. Try and set up a two.
Well, very nice shot. Get some separation between the two Japanese stones. And there's Chiaki. Nice shot. Bit of a dilemma now for Finland. If you chase the top stone and think thin double, you're going to be flirting with the guards and the front stone. Chase the one in the back, you're inviting Japan to make a play and maybe roll behind the corner guard.
Tykkäättekö te hakea enemmän tätä tuplaa vai tätä vaan?
Mä veikkaan, että se tupla on vähän hankala, toi kuitenkin aika vähän näkyy.
Tästä tulee hyvä.
Una Costa makes her way to the delivery end. While Una's setting up, look at this intriguing situation. China, Switzerland, we're looking at this one live. Two Chinese stones on the button, but look at a forest of stones.
Yep, 3 blank ends, so this one's certainly not going to be blanked. Wang Rei going for an angle, tap up, not big weight. They know they're scoring at this end, but they want another one. Just doesn't have the weight.
Yeah,
So
over curls.
definite 2.
We'll wait to confirm the score. It's definitely a pair, might even be 3. We'll just wait for the officials to confirm it for us. But no blank end this time, that's for sure. Looked like just about every rock was in play over there. It was in fact 3 for China, so that was a tap attempt for 4 and maybe more. Wow, what an end.
Well, when you've got last stone, if you want to blank 3 just so you can get a 3, that's okay.
That's a pretty good strategy, isn't it? We'll blank 3 ends and then we'll put 16 rocks in play and have an angle tap for 4. Probably wasn't at the front of the playbook, but they'll certainly take it. Kui Kitazawa trying to keep the deuce alive for Japan in our future game. Great chance if she can duck around this corner to really set up a possible 3. Well, she's well by the corner. This is a little steamier than she would like. It's just going to slide past the tee, but behind cover, that's a pretty good shot. Both Japanese stones have got some protection. Unakausta is going to be playing the stone that's more open to her.
Yeah, just with Japan sliding behind the tee line, it's given Unakausta the chance to freeze on top. If they'd come in top tee, then she would have had a big decision what to go for.
Looks like Una is having second thoughts in the hack on the shot choice. It looked to me like she was going to be playing the hit on the shot rock, Rona, but she might be thinking freeze. Room placement is kind of similar for both. We'll know by the handle position and the rotation.
No, she's...
she is chasing the shot rock.
She is. No, not the shot rock. She's going for the in-off, the one that's behind cover. And hit and roll over.
Yes, around the front stone, and she has gone by it. My goodness. So here is a great chance for Japan to score a 3. Disappointment for Unakausta. Stepped the weight up. She could only see about a quarter of it. Blows it by the target rock, and so Japan just has to draw a full 12 foot to score 3. Kui Kitazawa. It's really the same shot that she just threw.
Players likes to hear just the same again.
Yeah. Whatever you did before, just do it again. We'll look at the interval time. Kausta's draw to backing was 13.5. She'd be looking for something in the 14.5 range for cold draw. That's 13.7. That's got lots of weight. Does use her own stone to touch and to get a bit of backing there as well. So it is a 3 for Japan. Capitalizing on some finish misses to finish off the end with a 3. After 4, Japan in the lead now by a score of 5-3.
Joo, no mä en ole varma, siksi mä kysyin. Okei, mä en tiedä.
Both teams doing some real damage with last rock in this game. Trading deuces, and then Japan with a big 3, capitalizing on a couple of their opponents' misses. Rona, that's what you have to do to win games, really, don't you? You don't often get misses from your opponents, and if you can capitalize on them, that can really clinch things.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, at this level, there's not many mistakes, but any half shot, if you can capitalise on that, because you don't get many chances.
Tight corner guard right on the LGT logo.
Yeah, it's all about stone placement, making sure that you make the best out of every stone that's played, and you want to keep things top tee. You want to control that top of the forefoot. Stones back tee aren't much good to you.
That's right. Once they're past the tee line, they can never get better. They're always going to get further away from the target. Ishiguka.
It's a lovely draw round.
Yeah, Asumi's made some good adjustments. She had a couple of tough games, but looking much sharper tonight. Makes such a difference, especially in the 5 rock free guard zone era. If your lead is executing well, things are good.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference if the end is set up the way you want to play it. If it's not, you have to adapt how you're going to play the end tactically.
Immonen trying to get around the corner guard, comes up short. So that right side of the rings as we look at it on our overhead, totally blocked off.
And the tournament accuracy so far, both these leads, there's only 1% difference in their stats for the week, so pretty even Stevens.
Pretty eeksy-peeksy.
Correct.
Rona Howie continuing my Scottish language education through the week.
Japan just looking to bring another one right round here. I don't want to split off the one that's there already and give Finland a way in.
Just a little nudge on that shot rock.
Just dies in time.
Japan lies 2. Great look at it there. Corner hidden. Una Costa lining up the run back and maybe a run triple. Wants to hit it just to the right of where she's got her brush. Run it back into the stones in the rings as Maya Salmiaverta brings the heat. This one has a bit of curling to do. Well, moves 2 of them. Pushes the Japanese shot onto the tee line. So things improving for Finland, but still advantage Japan. Good news for Finland, all the stones in front of the rings are theirs. Seina Nakajima. Watch the light on the top. There it goes, green.
Working this really hard to pass this guard. Gonna pass.
Whoa!
What a shot. Well swept.
Yep, full credit to sweepers on that one. Thrower had something to do it, but without the sweepers, this one is crashing. Look at this. Oh! And the footwork to go around there as well. Terrific job. Let's have a look at USA-Sweden.
Sweden line 2. They're leading this game 3-1. USA are unable to nose hit the open yellow because they wouldn't lie shot. It's not an easy double. So it looks like Jamie Sinclair's just drawing through the gap to the forefoot.
Tough shot facing two. It's not a wide port at the target end for Jamie Sinclair.
Just needs to be nearly fully in the forefoot to get shot.
Oh, it's good, guys. I need a rub. No, nothing yet.
She could rub off the top one. It is a bit heavy. They're saying it's back 8, so curling now. And yeah, gets in for shot. So USA score 1, Sweden lead 3-2 after 4.
Just right at the end. Yeah, sorry.
Now let's look in at Russia and
Germany. Yeah. So Germany lying shot.
Whoa.
Elena Kovaleva.
Внимание! Свист! Свист! Whoa! Whoa! Da!
Looking for the hit. On the nose, perfect. A score of 2 for Russia. They now lead 4-1 after 4.
this Russian team has been impressive this week, Rona.
They certainly have. Again, as we were talking earlier about, several teams who are competing in different countries, and we've seen Anna Sidorova for the last few years. And now Elena Kovaleva really stamping her mark on the world scene.
Definitely very much in the playoff frame, this team from Russia. Esther Juhas wrecks on the corner guard, so chance for Japan to either guard or throw another one in. Looks like Nakajima would like it top 12 foot around the center guard. If you're brand new to the sport, we still kind of use the imperial system when we're describing the rings, and so the blue ring is 12 feet in diameter. The white circle is 8 feet. The yellow circle is 4 feet. That's why we shorthand that, the 12 foot, the 8 foot, the 4 foot.
Yeah, it's going metric, which confuse everybody too much.
Yeah. The 4.25 meter foot. I think that would work. Goodness gracious, this one's going to come up short. Good plan B, at least it overlaps the center guard, but definitely not what they wanted.
No.
Sä voit heittää ton vaan auki. Sä voit heittää ton vaan auki. Joo. Mutta luuletko sä, että tässä on heittovaikutus?
Siinä on aika iso ero. Mä en tiedä tosta. Ei välttämättä enää hirveästi.
Okei. Sitten me pelataan toi auki. Mä luulen, että tossa
Mutta
on.
jos mä...
Mut sit pelataan tää auki vaan.
Joo, mä mietin vaan, että jos mä heitän tohon nokkaan, nokkaan, niin se on suunnattu
This
ehkä
corner
siihen
guard's
punaiseen.
not quite lined up on the shot rock to try a little double angle raise. So we're going to clear the front.
Uudestaan pussaan tän. Joo.
Big push there at the end to generate the weight. And clears them perfectly.
Was that a bluted? Trying to expand my Scottish vocabulary, Rona.
I'm surprised in New Zealand language doesn't use these wonderful words.
Yeah, we've got different wonderful worlds down our way. Munted. Do you have that one in Scotland?
Munted.
Yes.
We've got minted.
No, it's a different thing entirely.
What does munted mean?
It means kind of destroyed. Like if you crashed your car, you'd say you munted it.
You wouldn't just say you smashed it.
Well, you could, but this is New Zealand.
Munted.
My car is munted.
Okay. Japan line 1.
Tough to guard on this ice, isn't it, Rona?
It is. But the stone that's there is only in the 8 foot, so that's not really good enough to win the end. Finland can outcount that. So they can tap this straight back to the 4 foot.
Not quite straight back tap, but they do push it about a foot. Pretty easy for Kausta to double these off, though. Just wonder if that was a situation, Rona, where maybe you guard first and tap second? Or are you just inviting Kausta to draw around if you guard on your first?
Yeah, because that one was only the 8 foot, if she put up a long guard, you know, Kausta knew that she's only got 2 stones left, so she could come around with her first.
Right.
And then Japan are chasing the chance of losing a 2. So I like to tap up with her first. You would hope that, you know, you tap it to top button,
Right.
they peel the top one off, you guard it, so it's a
Right.
better shot to win the end.
Right, so just needed a bit more separation on that one.
Yes.
Kausta eyeing up the double takeout. And there they go. Nice shot by Una Kausta. Kills both Japanese counters and leaves herself lying 1. There's Miyahas and Kausta looking on. This is a situation, Rona, where you really gamble to go for the roll. There's really no downside, is there, for really trying to gamble to get that roll behind cover?
The reason they would probably like to is Finland have got hammer. If they could roll behind cover, it would force Finland to draw for 1.
Exactly.
So they are forcing the 1. Oh, doesn't roll enough.
Close, but not quite. So a chance for Una Kausta to try and blank.
Because it is nice if you're 2 up and you can force 1, then after the 5th end break, you know, you're 1 up with the hammer, so you're controlling
Exactly.
the second half of the game.
Exactly. Not quite. Kausta attempted a blank in the first, didn't quite come off, left it on the rings, so should be looking to get the job done cleanly this time. Keep the hammer into the 6th end. Nicely done by Una Kausta, no doubt about it that time. Blank end for Finland. So we've reached the midpoint of the contest. After 5 ends of play, it's Japan 5 and Finland 3.
They just start to sing it for the start. Is it the last one or no? That's why we didn't move the stone.
Action in the second end. Last stone coming here for Japan's Ikui Kitazawa. Pretty routine shot. Needs to hit and stick for her deuce, and she makes it. Japan scores a pair. Into the third end. Final stone for Finland's Una Kausta. Drawing to backing. They get it by the front stone. Nice job by the sweepers, and it's a pair for Finland. Fourth end of action. After a couple of their opponents' misses, Kitazawa has the open house to draw to score a big three-point end. Makes it with no problem at all, so it's a 3 for Japan. Updating all the games for you. Russia leading Germany 4-1. China with a 3-0 lead over Switzerland. Sweden and the USA, Sweden leading that one 3-2, and Japan leading Finland 5-3 in our feature game.
Tai vitonen, mutta kakkonen olisi kiva. Ei mitään, tuleehan se sieltä kun pistelee kivet paikoilleen. Niin. Niiden tarjontaa pitää vähentää ja jättää vähän enemmän tonne noin.
Mä oon ihan iloinen näistä enemmistöistä. Kiitos Marju.
No, te olette tajunnut teille jokaiselle jotakin. Niinpä.
いっぱい点数さ入ってたから取りたくなっちゃう。いいよ、ナイス。
すーちゃん欲張らないでってなったのよ。
欲張った？
2エンド目とかさ、ヒットロールとかにしてさ、簡単に2点取りに行ったり、ああいう感じでいいから、あんまり複雑にしすぎる必要はない作戦をね。2点取るのがすごい大事、高校の時はね。でもまずは先行だから、今みたいなしっかりセンター使ってチャンスがあれば、ね、しっかり固めて相手に1点取らせる。頑張って。はい。集中。
Japan with a pretty big edge in shooting percentage, 84% as a team to 69 for the Finns. And Japan 92% on their hits. No stolen ends in the game, but both teams pretty efficient with the hammer in Japan with a 5-3 lead. Silkeborg, the outdoor capital of Denmark, but we are indoors this evening at the Silkeborg Sports Center. We are live at the LGT World Women's Curling Championships. Our feature game, Japan versus Finland. Japan with a 5-3 lead at the halfway point. I'm Hans Fraumab and I'm with Rona Howie. Still evenly poised this game, Rona, even though Finland's down a pair. They've got the hammer here. Not quite eeksy-peeksy, but...
No, Japan have got the edge on the scoreboard, but Finland have got that hammer, and we'll see here, I think, some more guards in play from Finland, trying to generate a 2 or 3.
Corner guard first up from Immonen. Hasumi Ishiguka having a nice game tonight, 86%. Sliding a little deeper than they would have liked. Sits right in front of their own stone. Interesting to see if Unakausta, yes, she's ignoring it. Gonna go around the corner guard. Veteran call. Lotta Immonen, 80% tonight.
Kädestä tuli aika paljon.
They could put up a second guard here with the new 5-rock free guard zone rule in play this year.
Well, once again, the sixth end curse biting the leads. This one is heavy and through. What do we say every night, Rona? Fifth end break.
Dear, dear, dear. They need to learn.
Didn't get the taped instructions down onto the arms of the players. Ice technicians do run the mop up and down the ice at the fifth end break, and that usually means it's a little faster at the first part of the sixth end. Immonen heavy with the draw, so Nakajima with a chance now to really get something going for Japan with a center guard.
And that's where Finland could have been anywhere short there to give themselves even a second corner guard. But going through really gives you nothing.
Nice guard there from Nakajima. Straddles the center line. Kausta once again in a situation where she's having to look at center guard runbacks.
Yeah, they've really been chasing the game. They're having to open every end just about to try and give themselves, which they have done, but just to give themselves a way in.
Maija Salmiaverta, 75% for the game tonight, having a good game. Trying to clear front, and look at this. A bit of bad luck on the spring. Let's look in at this close game between Sweden and the USA.
Sweden line 1. A great draw from Anna Hasselberg on her first against 2 US counters.
Looks like she has just a piece of the forefoot to draw to for a second point.
Well, I think she virtually has to bite the 1 foot because the red behind the yellow is just at the back of the 1 foot. So there's not a lot of room to play with. So yes, the skips. Dream shot. Just draw the button. Once you navigate past all these stones. Sweepers seem quite happy with the weight. It's all about the line. Can she get into the button?
Wow.
Oh, what a shot. Great judgment there by all 4 players.
That's your Olympic champion.
2 fantastic shots from Anna Hasselberg there to set up their 2. They now take the lead 5-2 after 5.
Team USA making Team Sweden work. Let's look in now at China, Switzerland.
China 3-0 up. Switzerland had built up a good end here. We're looking like scoring 3 or 4. Great tap up from Wang Rei. But a shot here for 2.
Oh! Just get it by.
Wow. That passed by absolutely nothing.
Pretty sure I saw a little puff of smoke as it went by the guard there, Rona. Wow.
But anyway, a 2 for Switzerland. China lead 3-2 after 5.
Man, oh man. Is that ever close? Chiaki Matsumura. 90% tonight, having a terrific game. Sets the long center, protecting the shot. Very nice. Tough to throw great guards on this ice. We've said that a few times through the week, and that's a very good one from Matsumura. Long run backs now if Kausta wants to play them. Looks like she does want to.
Yeah, when you're trying to generate your two with the hammer, you don't want to have to keep peeling the front.
Yeah.
Because you're not generating anything in the house. And that redstone is only in the 8 foot.
Exactly.
So as it progresses, you might see her just come around.
Esther Juhas, just 53% tonight. Started well, but had some struggles mid-game. Let's see if she can turn it around here in the second half. Clears away the guard, but leaves the Japanese stones in the rings. Nakajima showed us where she wants this one. Tight guard.
Yeah, again, that one's only in the 8 foot. So there is a chance Finland could come right around that into the 4 foot and set up their two.
Would you be thinking perhaps trying to promote that stone, Rona, rather than guarding it?
Maybe with the skips first stone, you could top it up.
As we glide along with the Japanese sweepers. Well, that's right where Nakajima patted the brush, so very good shot there from Matsumura. Exactly what her skipper wanted. And there's Chiaki. Only member of this team with prior World Women's Curling Championship experience.
Aika pitkä rolli, mutta...
Et tykkää tuosta suojasta, mitä ne heitti, niin ulkoposkesta tuplaa.
Jos ei se onnistu, niin me ollaan toisaalta yhä edelleenkin ihan hirveässä liemessä.
Niin.
Eikö sä oot keskeltä?
Niin.
Eikö siitä ulkoposkesta saa tuplaa?
Ei yhtään mitään. Ja on pakko saada molemmat auki.
Eikö siitä äsken heitetyn ulkoposkesta saa tuplaa sen pesäkiven kanssa?
Niin.
Sekin käy.
Sitten siellä on sen jälkeen niin kaukana se suoja, että sinne pääsee hakilla.
Se voisi olla tähän väliin.
Se on about puolikas.
Yes.
Yeah, Una Kausta knows she can't afford to lose anything else here. She needs to try and leave herself a shot.
Yeah. She wants to hit this tight guard. Juhas is going to have to get by the long guard to do it.
This is looking a bit on the high side.
Does clear. Now Japan looks like they want to come into the rings as we look at Esther Juhas.
Oh, she says my glasses just
Yeah.
aren't working today. Maybe if I take them off.
Yeah. Give them a wee clean.
The 4 foot is still open for Finland. But Japan could block one side of it here. If they could come in and just tap their red slightly up and leave a stagger on their red so that Finland can't see the whole stone.
Kui Kitazawa, 80% for the game tonight. Just about every Japanese player having a game above their tournament shooting percentage average. Good looking stone here from Kitazawa. That's where she wanted it, sit in front of her own. Japan lies 3.
Yep, and now with them doing that, if Finland were to hit that wing shot on the 12 foot and roll over behind those guards, because Japan have staggered them, they now can't use them to raise. So that's why I wasn't overly keen on that shot being as short. But she's not going for it. She's coming for the draw right round, so she's going to that same place, but by the
a different route.
Yeah.
Ollaan nyt täällä ekalla vielä yritetään määristä kiertää sinne kaiken taakse, toisin sanoen takakeltainen.
Kausta made a nice hit and roll earlier in the game to set up a deuce, but electing now just to draw. Seen how much the draws finish. She should be able to get to the button area, even though that stone in the front forefoot is blocking part of the path there. Kausta looks like she's having second thoughts.
As you said, Una Kausta's played a lot of mixed doubles.
Yep.
She's used to drawing the button.
This is a stereotypical mixed doubles shot, 73% for the game for Una Kausta. Mixed doubles, you're playing a lot to the button area. This is one of those shots.
Is this going to stop?
It's got plenty of weight. I'm not sure it's going to stop in time.
It's a great line if it had the weight.
Yeah, just a few feet heavy.
Out counts two of them.
Yes, it does.
Japan just lying one.
So the, Nikoi Kitazawa, after some discussion. Let's see if she can salty peanut her way into the forefoot area.
Yeah, it's certainly not easy for Finland to come around the other side with a draw, so if this side can be blocked, it'll make it very difficult.
Yep, Japan content just to guard. Una Kausta immediately out to the stone in the wings as her way to score a single. Tough shot.
She just needs to roll and bite. She's got the whole forefoot she can roll across to be shot.
Yeah, she's got about 6 feet of house to use to score. But as my curling teammate Dan Mustapik says all the time, toughest shot in curling is a hit and roll when you need it. I'm not sure that's true, but it's not a gimme. Kitazawa Nakajima looking on as Una Kausta with her final stone of the sixth end trying a hit and roll to salvage a single point.
Oh no, have they lost it? Oh, just over curled.
Yep, tough shot, and it's a steal for Team Japan. Agreeing it's a single point, so a big steal for Japan in the even end as Kausta's hit and roll attempt clips it a bit too narrow, rolls away. Japan with a big steal. Let's have another look at the replay. Needed a bit more contact on that stone, got it a bit thin, rolled through the rings. Steal of one for Japan. Disappointment for Una Kausta, but Japan now with a solid 6-3 lead after 6.
Ei, mutta siis mä meinaan vaan sitä niin, että me paiskataan niistä, koska me ollaan kusessa. Siis se on se, mitä mä meinaan. Siitä meidän pitäisi päästä eroon. Et me
Seventh end is underway here at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Japan with a 6-3 lead after that steal in the sixth. Hans Fraunlob here with Rona Howie. And I've just learned something interesting that I do feel a need to share with the world. Rona, not only an Olympic champion, but also an MBE, has met Queen Elizabeth. Well, we're going to have a quick look at China, Switzerland first before we finish the story about the Queen of England. Well, that redstone is surrounded, but
China line 1, top of the 1 foot.
So maybe a chance here for 2.
Yep, and she's got the backing. She can sit on top of that yellow at the back of the 4 foot. Wang Rei had a really steady week. They're sitting on 6 wins. Would dearly love a 7th here.
Narrow loss to the Canadians earlier today.
Here it comes. Oh, very well played. Great shot. Score of 2 for China. They lead 5-2 after 6 ends.
Wang Rei just rolling along. Now let's look in at Russia and Germany.
Germany line 2, behind cover. So Elena Kovaleva unable to hit, has to draw. 4-1. Just nursing this one down. Has to bite the 1 foot. Oh, fantastic shot. Very well judged. So a score of 1 for Russia. They now lead 5-3 after 6 ends.
Future game, Japan is lying 2 and Nakajima with a chance to guard them up.
Yeah, this time you see that Finland have put up the 2 corner guards on the same side.
But yes, picking up on your close encounter with Queen Elizabeth, Rona, it turns out that Queen Elizabeth is in fact a little bit of a curling fan.
Yes, at one of their residences in Scotland, they have an outdoor curling rink.
Who knew?
Which the Duke has played on.
Outstanding. Maija Salmiaverta trying to clear the front.
Yeah, I would like to go to the, raise it back, just try and split the ones in the house up a bit. Oh, just missed them. But does give themselves another corner guard. So the corners are well set up here for Finland.
Yeah, good situation for Finland if they can deal to those Japanese stones in the forefoot. Good chance to get a pair here and get back into this game. Nakajima. Pretty good guard there from Seina Nakajima. Covers the front stones, a longish guard. It's been pretty consistent from Finland. They've never really been tempted to play around the guards. Unikausta's consistently run back center stones as opposed to go around him. Now it's the shift of gears, so it will be a play on the stone in the rings. I think it's a good choice, Rona. There's sort of an A-B here. If she clips the front, it's okay, but she could make a play on the Japanese stones and move them.
Yeah, definitely. Such a good swing on the ice. It's one of these either-or shots. But this is looking really heavy.
Have they got enough to get some contact on the front stone? Yes, they do. So Salmiaverta moves one of them through the rings. But yeah, probably just a little bit more pace on that one than they wanted.
Yeah, when you want to keep your shooter, it's important to play that down weight and give it more chance to see about the rings. That was a perfect opportunity to roll behind their corner cover there.
Could have used a canny weight, perhaps.
Absolutely.
Chiaki Matsumura. This one is not exactly slow either. It's got a lot of steam on it. It's going to come all the way to the shot stone, nudge it back, sit in front of it. That's actually wound up in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's good result. Because that top red's always likely to jam on the back red if they tried to tap. But even if Finland come round at a back 8, back 12 weight, just tap, tap, remove the back red, but sit in front of the top red, it will give them something to play with.
Yeah, I agree, Rona. Time to dial the weight down a little bit and just keep stones in play.
We've seen that the guard is fairly long and the stones swing a long way in when you pass it, so they can easily get to the nose of that red stone. Just a tap back weight.
Yeah, they could really come at it either way. Timeout about to be called here by Finland.
Ei ole varaa niinku mihinkään muuhun kuin ottaa itse pisteitä.
Immonen and Salmiaverta come up to join the discussion as Akukausta makes his way down towards the ice surface.
Ne vaan suojaa. En tiedä päästäänkö me ikinä tökkää sitä omaa paremmaksi. Mut ei välttämättä. Tää Esteri eka. Jos me poistetaan tätä suojaa, se on nyt kuitenkin suht huono suoja. Se on liian kaukana. Sen taakse pääsee kiertää.
Sillä ei välttämättä oma jää.
En tiedä päästäisikö me jollain hakilla, että olisi vähän reippaampi kuin ihan pelkkä pikkutökki.
Mut tääkin on huono. Et meidän pitäisi päästä niinku siihen, että meidän oma jää niinku tänne.
Joku pikkutökki.
Niin. Sitä mä meinasin. Me jäädään kyllä huonommaksi.
Pikkasen kova määris.
Niin.
Toi yhden saa liikkumaan ekalla. Sulla on monta heittoa aikaa vielä. Toi suoja on niin kaukana, että kyllä sinne pääsee.
Niin
pääsee
pääsee.
kumpaa kautta vaan.
pääsee.
Mutta varmaan tuolta puolelta, jos
Täältä
tulee,
on parempi suunta.
Niin. Ja sitten sen lisäksi teillä on toinen ratsukivi tavallaan. Sitten, jos
Sitten kun meillä on hyvä siinä.
Niin, jos te olette vaikeuksissa, niin viimeiselle kivelle.
Joo.
Mutta teillä on useampi kivi aikaa
Joo.
liikutella.
Meillä on 4 kiveä vielä.
Niin.
Olisiko
Varmaan
jostain-
joku vaan ihan taka... En tiedä, onko takarajalla pääset sä melkein nousee?
Kyllä mä luulen, toi äskeinen niiden kivi
Nehän
tuli
tulee
niinku
tosi
nuolemalla
paljon.
tosta meidän keltaisesta. Ja se on tuolla.
Niin, kyllä sä nyt pääset siihen takarajalla. Jos te olette lähelläkään suojaa, niin sä pääset nousee joku varmaan niinku yli
Valkoisen puoliväli.
jotain semmoista.
Okei. Takaraja!
Varmaan joku semmoinen 13.
13 näin. Joo.
Statistikkujen perusmäärissä.
So after some discussion, Finland looked to have settled on making a quiet weight play down towards the shots. Mr. Juhas.
Vähän tiukahko.
Jop, takavalko Siri!
Jap! Jop! Ja tiukka suunta!
Have to get by the center guard though.
Suunta!
Ohjaa!
Suunta!
Eikö olla?
Irti! Maija!
Looking good.
Rona, that's exactly the kind of shot that you were hoping they would play.
But I think
Yeah, absolutely. It gives them something to play with, and they actually could be lying short.
I think they are.
So Japan have to make a play on it and not jam it on their back reds. So that's a really good shot.
So a good use of the timeout, getting a bit of input that has been pretty fruitful. There's a look at it. It is pretty close, but it does look like yellow is shot. You'd measure it, but
I would say yellow.
I would say so too, Rona.
Japan could come down and half check on the inside of that yellow. They're 2 up. They're not too worried about losing a... Sorry, they're 3 up just now, so they're not too worried about losing a 1 here. Happy to force.
Yeah, force would be ideal for Japan.
They don't have to move this yellow out the way just now. They come in and half check on the inside of it.
Kitazawa saying, yep, let's come the out-turn side. And that's exactly what Akua Kitazawa is saying. She must be listening to you, Rona, and there are some of the Japanese fans come a long way to support their team.
Yeah.
Terrific.
They don't want to come up short here and guard their yellow because there's a way round on the other side on the in turn for Finland to come up and get second shot.
So if you're playing
On
your
the
gut,
red.
you've got to get there.
You've got to be in the 4-foot.
Now we see time remaining, 18:30 and counting for Japan. Still plenty of time to play their shots for the remainder of the game. So thinking about that, Rona, maybe a trickier shot, but would you be better served to think coming on the in-turn side for that reason? If you came in-turn and you come short, Kausta still got the raise, but maybe not a raise to lie 2.
Yeah, she's got 2 options.
Let's have a look at Russia-Germany while we're waiting for the Japanese stone to be delivered.
Oh, Russia line 3. And not an easy shot for Daniela Jens. She can't nose the top one, she wouldn't get shot. So she has to draw the button. Off that, she's having to draw off the red onto the button, which is a very difficult shot. So this is over curled on our feature game.
That's Marisic's top 8 as Daniela Jens delivers.
It's up to the sweepers here. So you can see she's got to draw off the red literally just skim past it to get to the button. Otherwise, if you pass by any more, it's going to over curl. If she sits on the back one, so it did over curl, and it's a steal for Russia.
Just wait confirmation for how many. It's at least one. Yes, it is a single point for the Russians, and that puts them ahead 6-3.
That was a very difficult shot.
Yeah.
To draw off the red and still bite the button. Her weight was good.
USA, Sweden. One American stone in the back ring. There's a chance here for Jamie Sinclair to score 2.
Yep, just needs to draw into the 8 foot. There's plenty of yellows around the house, but she only needs to be fully in the 8 foot. They're 3 down, would like a 2 back here. Yeah, perfect. Oh, is it going to stop? It is. So a 2 for US. That tightens the gap. Sweden lead 5-4 after 6.
Yeah, big deuce for the Americans there. Deuce in the even ends. They're hanging tough against the front runners from Sweden. I think Matsamura left that stone actually in a pretty good place because
it
Finland
blocks the
now,
draw on that side.
Exactly. How do you get another one in there?
If she topped her yellow up further and left her shooter sitting on top, even if Japan guard it, she's got yellow guard on the right hand side there that she could raise into it to try and push her yellow in for 2.
Right, so a double raise type of shot.
Yeah, she's really got to think about her last stone here. Sure what her final call is.
Looks like she wants to make some kind of play on the stone that Matsamura just threw. I don't know about this. Has to get that thought out of her mind and commit to the shot once she climbs into the hack.
It's still third stones.
The way the Japanese have got the stones arranged though, Rona, it's pretty easy for Japan to lock them out if there's the slightest error here from Juhas.
I think you could draw around that red that Japan have just played at the top 8 foot.
I think so too.
And come to that red at the back.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been my first choice. I agree.
Such a good swing on the ice. Oh, this is certainly over curling.
Well, it's red, straight back into the pile. Corner freezes, so now it's Japan lying 1. Has to push all the Japanese stones behind the tee, so Finland can take that away. A little puzzled expression on Una's face there.
That one really pulled big on them. They weren't expecting it to go as fast as that. But now, because Japan are lying short, they can just put up the guard.
Absolutely. Finland will still have that angle double tap, but depending where Japan leaves it, if they leave it high enough, they could even take that away. Ikue Kitasawa. She's 22 years of age. Only been curling for 4 years, and she's at first World Women's She's a quick learner. That's fantastic.
And competing pretty well.
Absolutely. That's terrific. Well, for all you aspiring athletes out there, if you commit and you train hard, and you find some useful teammates, you can get yourself a long way in a short time. Guard just maybe over curled, but takes away the path straight back for Finland.
I think you could still come round there because that red guard's so long. You could come around that red and just tap your yellow. But the problem is, once you pass the yellow on the left-hand side of the screen there, you're going to over curl and miss
Right.
the yellow you want to tap.
So
it has done a job.
Are they trying to draw around the stone in the top 8 foot, Rona, and try to get to the pin? Is that the call?
Well, this is what they tried with their last stone drawing around the sand, and it really pulled.
Yeah. So maybe they're thinking tap the front stone in the 8 foot, perhaps.
So maybe I think they're playing a kind of back 8, 12 foot weight and just come to the red or tap the yellow. You've got two options.
They are trying
Here
to
it
raise.
comes. Here it comes.
It's pretty close. Look at that. Oh, bad luck. It just grazed the stone at the top of the button and changed the angle and just spilled slightly away.
How unlucky.
How unlucky indeed. Watch how close this is to perfect. Gets to nose. If she gets by the stone at the button.
It just had to pass that second yellow bite.
Exactly. That curls a millimeter more. It goes straight to the shot. Instead, she grazes her own on the way by. Terrific attempt from Una Kausta. Now Japan has to be a little bit careful. Finland's got all kinds of stones to try and run in there and rattle things around. They could get 2 or 3, so Japan has to be a little bit cautious here, even though they're lying shot by the looks of it.
I think they'll just put up a guard here. Not let Una come back in the same way.
Kitazawa. Nicely played by the Japanese 4th stone thrower. Right where they wanted it. So, angle, double raise. Sounds crazy. She could almost run it right into the pocket of the 2 stones at the back. Her own stone's gonna jam and probably hang around, but she might get some action on the shot rock. Well, this should be entertaining. She's gonna run that stone in right beside the brush. Question is, where does she want to drive it? She could go almost straight back, clip her own stone, gets on the edge of the button as Matsumura and Kitazawa, Nakajima rather, and Kitazawa look on. Kausta, here we go. Final stone, 7th end. It's close.
It is. Oh.
Almost
Really
comes off.
unlucky again.
It is unlucky. It is another steal for Japan. Great try from Una Kausta. Nearly making the angle run, but just missing it. It is another steal for Japan. Back-to-back steals, giving Japan now a 7-3 lead after 7.
Aikaa myös ihan sikke vähän. No, mut pelataan reippaasti, pelataan nopeasti, että jos me satuttais saamaan se iso pää.
A great look across this lovely venue here in Silkeborg. We're in Silkeborg, Denmark. The venue for the LGT World Women's Curling Championships. We are live on a Wednesday night in Denmark. The best women curlers from around the world have gathered here this week. Japan holding a 7-3 lead over Finland. Let's have a live look at USA Sweden. Looks like an American stone on the button.
Yeah, Jamie Sinclair played a really nice hit and roll across, behind cover, right to the button. Very difficult for Sweden to remove. Anna Hasselberg just playing a tap back weight. It's looking quite high at the moment. This is going to have to curl. And it doesn't. A steal of one for USA to tie the game after 7 ends. All still to play for there.
Anna Hasselberg banging her brush on the ice in frustration. She is not happy with that effort at all. And China, Switzerland. Real cluster of stones again. Every time we look at this game, there's a pile of rocks in play.
I don't know how they blanked the first 3 ends with the number of stones they've had in play. Anyway, Elena Pats got a chance here, trying to raise the red onto yellows to try and punch them in. Has it got enough?
Oh, nice
and
shot.
It's a 2 for Switzerland. They tighten the score line. China lead 5-4 after 7.
Great shot. But you're right. How could they conceivably have blanked 3 ends? It's like they've switched a gear.
So set packed after the first 3 ends, right? No stones through the house.
That's right.
We'll play a new game now.
Exactly. We'll play the everything in play game. Seina Nakajima. Finland needs to take some risks now.
Yep, they certainly do.
2 forced 2 does not get it done for Finland.
They just need to sharpen up a bit with their stone placement and put some pressure onto Japan.
Well, we saw the previous end when they did that little tap back. It just did create some offense for them and a lot of potential opportunities. You're right, Rona. As you so often are. Corner guards up for Finland. Kitazawa holding the brush for Seina Nakajima, and there's a comparison at the second thrower's position. Clear edge tonight for Nakajima. Boy, she can throw it hard. She is slight of stature, but mighty with the throw.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Japanese curlers, their leg drive out the hack is really, really strong. And it's mastering the accuracy when you're throwing big weight like that. It's consistency of accuracy, and my goodness, they're very good.
Well, this stone over curling, trying to make some kind of a play on the Japanese stone, but it's sliding by. So now Japan with a chance to eliminate the corner guards and really reduce the danger for themselves. Chiaki Matsumura. A little less steady on her delivery, and that
That's
cost
the
her.
commentator's curse.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Just a bad first move, I think, from Chiaki out of the hack. Just looked a little unsteady that time. Let's watch. Just watch the first move with her sliding foot. Just takes her a little bit off course. Corrects with the release. And winds up just a little bit full as a result. Doesn't take much when you're throwing them that hard. Good chance now for the Finns, though.
A millimetre difference at the throwing end can be quite a big difference by the time it gets to the far end of the ice.
Finland trying to wrap around that corner guard, and they do. Pretty good shot. Mr. U.S. tough night, though, as Chiaki Matsumura at 88%, having a big edge at third stone position. Corner is available for Matsumura. Not much to see, but this is kind of an either-or shot, isn't it, Rona?
Yeah, if you're not going to get the one in the house, make sure you take the guard. Don't be wide.
Again, this stone taking its time to move. Has she missed two in a row? No, she does get the back stone. That was a bit nervy.
Good all the way.
Never in doubt.
Never.
Never in doubt. I'm sure that's what Chiaki is going to say to Sena. Esther Juhas. Once again, just trying to wrap around the corner guard. That's a good shot. That one much more fully buried. May have even popped out the outside on the outturn side. Players at the delivery end, letting their teammates know what they can see. And there's a look at it from their perspective. And, well, pretty fully buried. You might see a corner on the outside of it, but probably not enough to chase it.
Yeah, this is when you want a left-hander.
That's right. Slide to the boards and throw it back.
Wonder if we'll ever go to get a curler who's ambidextrous and can play both hands, so they can go into the right hack or the left hack.
They'd need two pairs of shoes, wouldn't they?
Yes.
A left slider and a right
Just
slider.
wait a minute till I change my shoes.
Change my shoes. That would be a skill. I'd pay money to see that.
Or they put one hack on the centre line.
I have seen that tried.
And how did it work out?
Yeah, I think some players liked it, and some players it just felt a bit foreign and as a starting position. But you can see the logic. Everybody's starting from the exact same spot. Good stone there. Hides a corner. Second shot position. Kitazawa with a big edge over Unakausta in stats. And it's kind of reflected on the scoreboard. Japan 4 up. 94% on her hits tonight. Kitazawa. The reason we're talking about the left-hander and the right-hander, there are two hacks, and left-hander delivers from one hack and the right-hander delivers from the other one. It does create a slightly different path as they slide out.
Niin voidaan me tulla tähänkin, mutta sitten tätä pitää jo liikuttaa. Se on viimeinen heitto. Joo, okei.
Time ticking down in the background. Finland have already used their timeout. They've got 8 minutes and 15 seconds now to play the rest of their stones. We're in the 8th end. Not into the flashing red zone yet as far as time clocks go, but it'll be a factor.
Yeah, and skips have to, when they're icing their team, if they've got a left-hander in the team, the ice has to be adapted accordingly. It's not always the same ice because left-handers tend to be playing under their left eye as their dominant eye, whereas right-handers, it's their right eye.
Real urgency in the sweeping call, looking for the roll. They get a tiny roll. Wide open for Japan. Yeah, Finland has run out of time once this week on the final stone of the game, so time is a factor. Time waits for no one, and when you run down to 0 on your time clock, game over for you. So Unakausta just keep one eye on the clock, but right now her eyes are firmly focused on the rings.
So Japan need to be slightly careful here.
Well, the stone is coming down. Let's have a live look at this close game between China and Switzerland.
Switzerland lying 1, the back of the house. Well, no, I don't know. It's close from here.
Close. So maybe a chance here for Wang Ray to maybe just play a gentle tap for 2 or 3.
Yeah, she certainly doesn't need to move that yellow counter far to count 3. She's playing a tap back weight. Sweeper's happy with it. Really well played. Great shot for 3.
Great shot.
At the 8th end, key time to be scoring multiples. Takes the score to 8-4 after 8.
Well, earlier in the day, they dropped a 3 to the Canadians, and the Canadians won the game, and now tonight, China comes back and score a 3 to give them control. Let's look at Russia, Germany.
And Russia really keeping this pressure on Germany. Line 2. Daniela Jens trying to find that way to the forefoot again.
Seems like she's been throwing these high degree of difficulty shots quite a lot through the game tonight.
Is she past the top one? She is. Can she get to the button? No, it's come up short. A steal of 1 for Russia. They extend their lead to 8-3.
Last stone on its way for Unakausta. Drawing against, well, looks like she's trying to tap the Japanese stones to try and score more than 1. She's done that, she's chipped it, she's rolled in, and is she second shot is the question. Definitely a 1. Nakajima taking a long look at it.
Yeah, that's where Japan had to be so careful with that roll.
We may measure this, we'll just wait for the confirmation. Nakajima's gonna have another look. At least 1 for Finland. Nice shot by Kausta.
Yeah, really well played.
Take a third look and have another look on the replay at the delivery of Unakausta, Rona.
Yep, she's very close to the hog line every time, isn't she?
She sure is.
She's just late in starting her release. Just plays a nice chip it out to the side and roll into the forefoot.
And she couldn't play any more weight than that because she knew that she couldn't afford to disturb those stones on the wing if she hoped to score 2. So the official's been called onto the ice to do a measurement. Pretty close. Looks like red to me, but we'll find out in a second. That's 2 and a bit, and that is 3 and a bit, so it is red. So it's only a single point, but a great try from Unakausta. Had to give it a go. Smiles from the Japanese, they're relieved. That's a force, it's a single point. After 8 ends of play, Japan with the hammer going into 9, leading it 7-4.
になるから、リップで行こう。12半。12半で早い？アウトターンの方から早い。いいと思う。こっちちょっと重いから。そうだね。アウトターンに使う。
Una Costa keeping her back stretched as we get into the late going here. The LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. Japan leading this one 7-4. And they've got the last rock advantage in the ninth end. We are live in Silkeborg, Denmark. Hans Frauenlob with Rona Howie, the Olympic champion. Japan can close this one out, would be a huge win for the Rona.
Yeah, really would. This young Japanese team take them to 4-4 in the rankings and really still give themselves a big chance at playoff placing. Top 6 qualify.
This one comes short, has to get all the way across that black hog line to be in play. It does not, so that stone comes off. It's a big break for Japan. Lotta Immonen not happy. But the situation there where Immonen was asked to set a very long guard, and that's a really tough shot for a lead when you're used to throwing middle guards and tight guards for the whole game, and now your skip asks you to throw one just over the hog line so you can stack a second one. That's actually hard to do.
Maybe ask for those at the 6th end when they seem to struggle with it. Maybe get it over at that point.
Draw the rings off a really long guard, please. Japan brings it into the rings.
Yeah, Japan don't want any cover out front.
No. Japan's got last rock, but all they really want to do is score in this end. 1 point will do. Center guard up. Still in the free guard zone part of the end, so Ishiguka is going to be asked to try what we call in curling a tick shot. In Canada they call it the Weagle. The free guard zone rule, if you're new to curling, you can move an opponent's stone, but you can't move it completely out of play, otherwise it gets replaced. We'll have a look at USA Sweden while this stone's in motion. Live look.
Great double takeout from Jamie Sinclair, leaves USA line 2. No double takeout for Anna Hasselberg to blank the end. So having to just play a nose hit for her one.
The stone's got some curling to do.
It is, it's hanging high.
Now it's making a move.
Perfect. Came at the end nicely, so a score of 1 for Sweden. 6-5 after 8 ends. Still a close affair there.
That one's eeksy peeksy. That's going to go down to the wire.
Are they going to get this over the hog line?
Lean on it.
Oh,
Well yeah, swept. Never in doubt. That's a huge gap between the hog line and the stone there. It's over by a good 8 millimeters. That's as long a guard as you can have. Well, not really. You could hit that stone and still stay in play, but Nakajima's going to try to get rid of it. Again, such velocity. No double clear, but clears the long guard. And there is Sena Nakajima. Maija Salmivirta. Second stone for Team Finland.
Voima vaan. Etusini. Pitäkää vähintään pientä. Sulta tiukkaa. Joo! Ei.
Kuolee ihan täysin.
Niin. Ei, älä.
Center guards a lot closer together now for Team Japan, so much better chance for Nakajima to double them both off. Coming the intern side, I'm not sure she can double them off across the top runner. They're pretty tight together.
Yeah. Thought she might have played the other hand that she played the last time.
Me too. What? Choosing the intern. Well, she does get some action. Ishiguko waving that stone towards the sideboard. Nice shooting by Japanese skip Sena Nakajima. 4 foot wide open, which was the mission for Team Japan. Give themselves a shot. Esterios. Finland throwing up a center guard, hoping they get a mistake. They need a nose hit or a clean miss, really, to try and get a steal going. And it's a tall order for Finland. Japan would last rock, so Finland would have to steal both ends, really, to force an extra end, and they'll have to steal 2 in at least one of those ends. Good clearing shot from Japan. Touches the sideboard, so it goes out of play.
Vai kierretäänkö tän taakse?
Varmaan jäädään vähän kauemmas vai?
Musta oli ihan ok, kun meillä on vaan yksi suoja, niin me ei voida jättää sitä kauhean kauas.
Niin. Mä mietin vaan siinä, että lisääntyykö jammiriski, jos se on vähän kauempana, vai onko sillä mitään väliä?
No, tuolla puolella ei oo mitään, ne paiskoo sitä näin.
Niin, se pitää paikkaansa.
Mut siis tykkäät sä suojasta
Joo.
enemmän?
Niin kiertäisit.
Briefly discussed going around the corner guard or making a play towards the Japanese stone, but it looks like one more go at a guard. Let's look in at Russia, Germany while this guard by Juhas is being delivered.
Russia line 1. Daniela Jens.
Makes the hit, sticks around. They're looking at it, just making sure. We think it's a single point. We'll just wait for confirmation on that. It is in fact a single point.
7-4 after 9 ends. So an uphill struggle for Germany in that 10th end.
Yes, indeed. Russia will be 3 up with hammer, playing 10.
Germany could have blanked there
They could have.
and been 4 down with the hammer coming home, but they decided to take their one.
Either is really hard.
Yes.
Stealing 3, scoring 4. really difficult. And in fact, the
Ja, dann
Germans,
müssen die ja morgen spielen, wenn nichts mehr geht.
well, I'm not sure if they've conceded defeat or not. Well, they appear to have. Russia, the teams are moving down the sheet, so that is in fact now a final. Russia may have clinched a playoff spot with that win.
7 wins and 2 losses for them now. Still got 3 games left to play.
Mutta jos tökätään, niin meidän pitäisi pysyä silleen, että me ollaan pikkusen sisällä.
Alina Kovaleva and company putting on quite a strong display this week in Silkeborg. Unakausta now looking to take the play towards the Japanese shot.
Etusini, etuvalko. Se on täydellinen voima. Pitäkää se etusini. Ja
Suunta! Mestari. Joo.
etusini.
Joo, suunta! Suunta tosi tiukka.
Kovat. Voima vaan.
Painaa, painaa, painaa.
Trying to freeze the Japanese shot. Just fractionally over curls. The weight was perfect. Making a perfect freeze might be the toughest shot in curling.
Yep, you've got to get the weight right, the line right. You're trying to freeze, you don't want to bump the stone you're freezing at all. You want there to be no gap between the 2 stones, so it's very difficult to remove.
So Japan now can just draw the open side and make it pretty straightforward for them to score. That's all they want to do. They don't need a pair. All they want to do is put a 1 on the board, go into the 10th end 4 up. Yuki Kitasawa having a very nice night. Still wants to keep this stone in front of the tee line. We're going live now to China, Switzerland.
China lying second shot, but a chance here for Elena Pats to score 3. They're lying 1 and 3rd shot. So a tap back on this red Chinese counter could score a big 3. And she's played it perfectly. Great 3 at the 9th end.
And Switzerland needed it, didn't they?
They did. China now just lead by 1, 8-7, going into the last end with the hammer.
Switzerland hanging tough. Alina Petz, the 2015 world champion, showing her class on that shot. Japan now lying 2. Looks to me like the call, Rona, they're going to try to draw around that shot just thrown by Japan. Looks to me to be the only way to steal.
Yeah, that shot's just in the 8-foot. So with a good swing on the ice, you can come right around that. Force Japan to go for a raise on their own.
It's essential that Kausta hides this, otherwise it's probably game over. Well, this one is not light. Oh dear, this is going to slide deep and into the back of the 8-foot, into the 12-foot circle, and I believe Japan is already lying 2. Got to look at the overhead. Yes, in fact,
Yes.
Japan is lying 2,
An open draw for 3.
which would almost certainly end the game. So a game try by Una Kausta, doing what she had to try to do, drawing around the Japanese stone, but just that 5 feet heavy. Now Japan with a chance to ice the victory here. Ikue Kitasawa drawing for 3. Looks pretty good.
丸入れば
No doubt about it. Ikue Kitazawa draws the lid to score 3, and Finland concedes defeat. It is victory for Japan. Final score is Japan 10 and Finland 4. Big victory for this young Japanese team. Lost earlier this day in the morning game and come back with a very nice victory tonight over Finland.
ありがとうございます
Japanese team thanking their fans. It's always a happy walk after a victory.
ありがとうございます戻る時でいいんじゃないめっちゃ最後重かった回り方エグかったねあやべえって思っちゃったボトムに決めるぐらいの感じでスイープしたけど困りすぎやべえ結構押しちゃったけど大丈夫かい
Now let's pick up the action in this game between China and Switzerland. Alina Petz with that terrific shot for 3 in the 9th, getting them back in the game. So can they steal the 10th to 4th, an extra end? Or can China close it out? Tick shot being played. Lead stones have been delivered as we pick up the action. Esther Neuenschwander, the Swiss second, delivers the stone. Nice shot by Neuenschwander. Chinese skip Meiji holding the target for her second player, Yao Mingwei, looking to double clear those guards. And there is Yao Mingwei. Clears one. No double clear, but does remove the longer center guard. So then Terenzoni immediately asking for that guard to be replaced. Esther Neuenschwander. China's got last rock in this 10th end.
Ja, das ist Nummer noch 2. Okay. Ja, nehmen. Wow, wow. Gut, so, schön. Gut, Esther. Hi, 这边吧。行，打这边吧。
Meiji again asking for a clearing shot. Would love to move 2 Swiss stones if she could. Not laying a brush to it. She's got one. No action on the other Swiss stone that's biting the front 12 foot. keep an eye on both of the games that are still running. We're looking in live now at USA Sweden. Final stone about to come here for the USA's Jamie Sinclair. This is a chance to put the US in the lead.
Control down. Clean. 11. Yep. 11. Yep.
Okay, Linie, een beetje warten wenn es geht.
Yep. Straight to it.
Wechseln. Linie is goed.
Nicely played by the US skip, and that's a pair for the USA. That puts them ahead 7-6 after 9. Sweden will have last rock, 1 down in the 10th. My goodness, what drama we have on both of these games involving teams right near the top of the standings. Center guard set by Silvana Tiranzoni. Wang Ray now holding the target brush as Skip Meiji, who throws at the third stones position, heads down to try this double clear. What drama on a Wednesday night in Silkeborg. Well, not a great clear there by Meiji. Leaves a corner guard, so things looking pretty good for the Swiss in terms of setting up a steal. Lots of guards up at the midpoint of the end.
Ich heb gesagt, oder? Okay. Vind jij goed? Ja, genau.
And that little
Gib er een
biter
beetje weniger Eis, Diri.
just on the top of the 12-foot there to the right side of our screen. Switzerland never got into a situation where they made China look at 2 on their last rock. Then all of a sudden you're looking at a loss as opposed to an extra end. So psychologically that could be really important.
Kijk, kürzer is goed, hè? Linie is goed.
Tiranzoni.
Oké. Ja, ja. Gaan het. Zie je! Hij is super, wechselen. Kom eens, go, go, go. Neem er nog een vis.
Barbazat and Neuenschwander on the brushes. Great job.
Goed.
Wang Ray goes out to the hog line to line up the angles. Not sure if she's just trying a straight clear of the long guard or if she's thinking about a double clear. Meiji. It's just a straight clear. Well, she does get rid of that stone that was biting the front 12, so that helps a little bit. Switzerland still in a very good position to try and force a steal, which would take us to an extra end. Elena Petz struggled a bit with her draws in this game, but a big draw coming up right now.
Linie zeer goed, nur wenn ihr müht, hè? Oh, warte, schauen. Oh, dann schauen bitte. Linie ist perfekt.
I love the line. And that is a very good shot from Elena Petz. Fully buried. Saying, just a fraction heavy, but that's really nitpicking. That's a very good shot. Decision for China. Do you run the center guard back and hope you can double off the shooter? If you miss that, then Switzerland can maybe bite front 12 or stack them up, or do you draw around right now? China with both lots of time remaining, so China can really consider carefully what they want to do.
你觉得呢？打一个。这点。
Well, looks like Wang Rui wants to make a play on the front stone and maybe try to double them off. The danger here, of course, is if you nose that and ever stuffed it and jammed it straight back, Switzerland goes around again, and then you're looking at lose. There is that jam. That was the danger. Only good news for China, she didn't jam it straight back behind the guard. So worst case, China will be able to remove one Swiss stone and go to an extra end if Switzerland does come around.
Dass man mit zwei liegt. Ja. Beisser muss einfach drin sein im Haus, finde ich. Weißt du das nicht, wenn er ein bisschen sieht, dass sie rauspeilen kann? Muss sicher im Haus sein. Ja. Ja, genau vorne dran. Beisser wäre ideal. Wenn er ganz 12 ist, ist auch okay.
Just over a minute left for Lena Pats to get this stone in motion, so plenty of time for this Swiss fourth stone thrower.
Einen Touch mehr geben, glaube ich. Muss ja nicht auf die Centerline, ja. Also. 4-0, vor 12.
Locking in her weight.
Hij is lang. Hij is lang.
Het is nog breit. Zij net zo lang uit. Ook het team moet fietsen. Fisch. Fisch, Melly, kom.
Linie is perfect.
They'd love to just bite the rings. That's a great shot. Alina Petz has done all she can do. One great come around, one great guard. Wang Rui comes down to this. Make the double takeout, win the game. Miss the double takeout, extra end. It's about a 7-foot gap between the front stone and the stone behind the button. Not an easy shot. Stuffs it. We are going to an extra end. Wang Rui tried the double takeout, but she jams it running it back. China will have last rock in the extra end. Switzerland fighting back from a 4-point deficit to force an extra end. Silvana Tiranzoni and company. Tough, tough, tough. are live at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019 in Silkeborg, Denmark. Bonus coverage, we are in an extra end. China versus Switzerland. Switzerland trailed at 8-4 after the 8th end and took a 3 and have stolen the 10th to force this extra end, and they throw a nice short center guard on their first shot. Lead stones so critical at any point in the game, but especially in an extra end. Ma Jingyi trying a tick.
Yeah, one of the benefits of that yellow guard being fairly close to the rings, you can split them both into the rings.
Just goes by.
She played a nice weight at it.
She did.
Just slightly high of line. Don't need to catch much of that yellow stone.
Switzerland can stack the center guards and they want maximum separation. Melanie Barazol.
Ik vind het net zo slecht. Is recht nach. Is etwa 3. Is vast gleich wie der. Meter kürzer vielleicht.
Yeah, Switzerland only in 4 wins. Would really like to get to 5 after this game.
Yep, 5 wins would put them right in the frame.
And it's still early. A lot of teams have still got 4 games to play, so, you know, playoffs are still a long way away, but there is that bit in your mind that's thinking playoffs, how close are we, what's everybody else doing? You can't help but look at that.
Exactly right. Ma Jingyi being asked to draw around these center guards. China deciding that playing a tick with 2 center guards up would probably just leave more clutter in the front, so they want to get one in the rings right now. This one, though, looks pretty pacey. Coming down now, getting better. Oh, that really stopped up. Slide path getting a bit fudgy. Sits in the, just biting the forefoot, just short of it.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the 11th end of the game. There's been a lot of sweeping down that centre part of the ice. And that's where it's so important for sweepers. They've got their stopwatches to keep an eye on the ice, to see what the time's doing.
Switzerland trying to make their move right now. No, they're going to leave it sitting in front of the Chinese stone. Now China, the free guard zone part of the end is over, and this, in an extra end, is always the crucial rock. The first attempt at a double clear of the center guards. If your second can make this stone for you, quite often you're out of jail.
And the 2 yellows are fairly close together, so easier to remove.
Oh, that's a terrific shot. Terrific shot by Yao. Double clears the center. Watch the contact, catches it, then goes across the top. Picture perfect. One more look. Center guards are gonzo.
Fraction more and it could have split the yellow in the house too, but he'd been even more perfect.
That's right. Esther Neuenschwander needs to replace that guard. This one's creeping near the rings. That's a good shot. And some of the Swiss support. You always know where the Swiss are sitting at a curling tournament. You just listen for the cowbells. More cowbell.
Certainly wake you up if you've nodded off.
So after the difficult double clear, Yao Ming has to play a single clear this time. On it immediately. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. That is the mistake that could cost the game for China. That nose jam leaves a center guard. Yao knows it. After that fantastic first clear, big mistake on this one. Noses, kills her own shooter, leaves 2 Swiss stones in the rings, but crucially leaves the center guard, which the Swiss really need. Yeah, she knows it.
And the centre guard's in actually a very good place for Switzerland. It's not too high. So if they come around it, China don't have as much room to come around to follow.
The good news, if you're a fan of Team China, you've got the hammer.
Ik zet recht lang aus.
But right
linie
now,
is goed, hè?
it is Switzerland with all the momentum.
Warte, warte. Ik zet lang aus, vrouwen. Is er? Yep. Yep. Yep.
Terenzoni was just hoping to graze that front stone to kill a bit of the momentum. It comes to rest. Back button. Timeout being called by China.
Time.
Coach Zhang making his way down.
拿前面那个打呢？那前面那打不先打右边那个呢？
现在问题是啥？就是你清开了，他再补个站位，他补个站位，或者是他最后他往那块一，他往上面一投。
Can't kill all the Swiss stones in the rings, lying 3.
你要我把这个磕出来？
The guard's pretty long.
磕甩出去。
It's a good guard.
让他打，他肯定会打。
It's pretty tempting to make a play to the shot rock because it is in the back ring, back of the button. What do you think, Rona? There we see the handshakes there. Sweden, after some terrific draws by Sarah McManus and Anna Hasselborg, come out 9-7 winners over Team USA, but Jamie Sinclair and company really battled the Swedes.
Did. Always nice when the skip doesn't need to play the last stone of the game to win. Yeah, I think there's a few options here. Your first gut is to clear the guard.
Yeah.
Because that yellow is back T as well, it's just back button. But if they could clear the guard and clear, yeah, that top one, because that's blocking the out-turn draw right now.
Right. So you might get a 2-for-1. Clear the front end, open a path at the same time.
Yeah, so then if you're only leaving that one back button, you've got the in-turn and the out-turn to get to it.
2 ways to get there instead
so
of 1.
I would like to clear the centre and the yellow top 12.
That appears to be what they're lining up, Rona. Let's see if Meiji can pick up her teammate with a good clear here.
Silence.
Never a good sign. Well, it does move that stone a little bit further away from the draw path, so kind of gets it done.
Oh, got in private banking.
Put it right beside the private banking. How Swiss is that? Susanna Terenzoni.
Yep, she's skipped for many years, ladies level. This year decided to team up with Elena Pats. She still wanted to skip the team, but happy for Elena, who's won a world title, to play last stones.
Okay, warte, nur wenn ihr münt, hè? Linie ist sehr gut. Könnt ihr nicht, wenn ihr münt. Könnt ihr nicht, wenn ihr münt. Linie ist gut.
Wann dann in der Mail?
Ja, Von dieser Seite, ja.
Meli, fest, Meli!
Kommen!
So they want it level with this writing.
Tia, go! Gut, schön.
Well, Wang Rui comes up immediately to have a look at it. They can definitely get to the shot rock on the intern side, no doubt about that, but Wang Rui and company is saying have to clear the guard.
Yeah, I mean, if they get the one in the wing, it's a bonus. It's not essential, because that's really not going to be the danger zone for the end of the end.
You can see how this one is kind of brewing, though. Clear guard, and then perhaps on her final one, Alina Pet's throwing it maybe into the top of the 8-foot and force Wang Rui to make the choice between a draw and a double takeout.
Well, she left her a double at the last end.
Exactly. And that's brought us to this extra end. This one, again, silence. Has she got any contact at all? Yes, she does. Clears the front. One more stone gone. Down to fourth player's stones now. Alina Pet's
Okay.
makes her way down to throw this one.
Ja, ist gut.
Wang Rui knows
4-0 oder?
she's going to have to throw the last one. And it's probably not going to be easy. Here is Alina Pet's.
Warte.
Centerline, das mal.
Hey, sicher Meli. Ja, Meli, musst.
Genau auf Centerline.
Musst, Meli. Musst, komm.
Genau drauf kommen.
Komm, musst.
Fest.
Hard, komm. Er kommt gut. Musst noch ein bisschen, komm.
Trying to pull it as far as they can to guard it. Very well judged.
China's going to make their move right now.
Well, if they do, then Switzerland are going to have to make a move on them. They can't be guarding.
There's Teranzoni and Pet's talking it over.
And they'll have looked to see if China play the perfect freeze. Is there room for Switzerland to freeze on top?
Or run back the guard that they just threw. Wang Rui. What tension in this game.
This is a key shot here.
They do not want to leave this one short. Have they left it too long? Are they light? I think they are. They are short.
Oh, that's a disaster for China. They could have been up and tapped it back.
Timeout being called by Switzerland.
That's a big mistake.
Sweeping error.
When it starts fudging like that at the end, you really have to be on it from the word go.
Aber findest du jetzt den nicht einfach?
Mal, ich würde rote. Ja.
Ja,
So.
das würde ich machen. Nein,
Wegen dem Doppel.
finde ich mega schwierig.
Ich würde, glaube ich,
Can't guard everything. China's going to have a shot, but it's going to be really hard.
Ich finde den super. Es gibt gar nichts anderes.
Ich würde noch schnell warten, was Miso sagt.
Right now, China's got double raise. Yellow, red, yellow. Angle run. Red angle onto the Swiss
Wir lassen es da
stone.
noch ein bisschen frostig werden.
Both of them high degree of difficulty shots.
Also, die Seite ist ja mega härter, oder? Darum haben wir gedacht, die ist ein bisschen einfacher und ich finde der Race fast der einfachste, oder? Der muss ja nur treffen. Dann haben wir gedacht, so dass sie noch mal von dieser Seite spielen muss, wo wirklich...
Ja.
Marissa Winkelhausen. Alternate.
Also wir haben ja den letzten, das ist jetzt mein letzter. Jetzt, ja.
Aha. Ja, ich finde, es gibt nichts. Weißt, wir könnten einfach einen Guard machen, aber ich finde, das ist der einfachste.
Und nachher sie lecken lassen, hier im Härten.
Nein, ich finde auch nicht.
Nein.
Also wir können das Eis machen, dann kommt sie so auch nicht mehr rein. Das können wir machen.
Nein. Ich finde den super. Auch wenn da blöd gesagt, wenn er rausrollt, dann muss sie zuerst anlegen.
Sie spielt dann nicht mit uns, oder? Also weißt du, sonst könnte man
Nein,
wirklich
ich
ein
glaub-
Eis machen.
Also, aha, ja.
Nein. Sie hat dann noch hier das, also
Ja, sie hat immer einen, weißt du. Aber der ist der einfachste aus meiner
weißt,
Sicht.
wenn wir da machen, dann hat sie auch den Drohnen nicht mehr, meine ich.
Ja. Also komm, dann spielen wir
Aber
den.
ich kann nicht so schlecht.
Wir kennen ja sein für einen Corner Guard.
Aber er müsste eigentlich schon die Aussenseiten abdecken.
So.
Von dem her.
Ich finde den super, ja, im Fall.
Schon.
Ja. So, ein bisschen weniger noch.
So in other games tonight, we've seen Sweden and Russia move to 7 wins.
Ja, ich finde schon.
China want to be there too, but they're making it very
Off the
difficult for
centre line.
themselves now.
Certainly are.
Meine wird sicher ein bisschen mehr gärlen wie deine, Meli.
Had a chance to win the game in the 10th with a double takeout, jammed it, send us to an extra end. Had a chance in the extra end to really
Kann ich gleich lang kommen?
keep things open, but jammed clearing attempts, nosed hits, coming up short on the guard. They've made life very difficult for themselves. Alina Petz trying to make things even more difficult for Wang Rei on her final stone.
Yeah, they know that that red corner guard is a danger zone because that could be angled in to split their yellow out.
Linie ist perfekt.
So they want to just guard that, block it up.
Wow.
So you can't guard everything, but they've chosen to guard this shot. So appears to me it's either draw the button or double raise.
Draw ist da, ja, aber sie muss aufs Stoli legen. Schon gut.
Meiji says just draw. I'm just not sure that there's enough of a path. Well, there might be. There might be.
Okay.
Navigate. You got to get by that corner guard to the right of our picture. You need to get by that yellow stone front of the rings. You need to get by the red stone on the top of the forefoot and get to the button. This is a really difficult shot.
Okay, the meaning of bread and butter shot, draw the button for a skip.
Well,
this is
you can
slightly
usually
harder.
You can usually see the button when you're drawing the button. This time, Wang Rei
哦，可以等下啊。
has to walk a tightrope to get there.
加油的。哦哦，大马。
High of line at the moment.
大马，大马下线行不
This
行
one？is not digging in.
加油，蚂蚁蚂蚁蚂蚁，Go Go Go，快快快！
Switzerland have stolen the win. The comeback is complete. Down 8-4. Switzerland forces the extra end and they steal it. You can see the delight from the Swiss fans. Savannah Terranzoni, Alina Petz, that's the kind of win at the end of the week when you look back and say, where did our tournament turn around? Right there. Switzerland 9-8 winners over China. Alina Petz with the expression of somebody that feels like they've just robbed the bank and gotten away with it.
Yeah, that was a really important win to keep the Swiss hopes alive. Takes them to 5-3. China stay on 6 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah, tough day for China. Their second loss today, and both of them in agonizing fashion. But a fantastic comeback win for Switzerland. Our feature game was Japan versus Finland. Japan versus Finland in the 7th end. Angle run attempt here by Una Kausta with her last stone. So close, but goes across the top, and Japan steal a single point. Delicate final stone here for Una Costa. Trying to chip the Japanese stone and roll in. She makes it after a measure. It's only a single point for Finland. The ninth then, Japan's Ikue Kitazawa with a draw to 3 to ice the victory. And Kitazawa puts it right on the lid to conclude a comprehensive victory for Team Japan. Final score in this one was Japan 10 and Finland 4. And so here's the wrap-up from session 14. Russia 7-4 winners over Germany. Switzerland with that dramatic 9-8 extra end win over China. Sweden in a tough 9-7 win over the United States, and Japan 10-4 winners over Finland. And so all of this is what it means for the standings. Sweden now moves into first place at 7-1. Russia with their victory right behind them at 7-2. Korea at 6-2. China now drops to 6-3. Switzerland now leap up with that win, going up to 5-3 ahead of Canada and Japan and Scotland, who are each on 4-4, followed by the USA, Germany, Denmark, Latvia, and Finland.
Many congratulations on a great win. Do you feel that the steals in 6 and 7 gave you control of the game?
おめでとうございます。6エンドと7エンド目の、スチールが、今回のゲームのターニングポイントだと思いますがいかがでしょうか。
リードからしっかりセットアップをして、フォースまでしっかりショットをつなげることができたので点数を取れたと思います。
Yes, we had a great setup from lead and great finish at the fourth shot.
You had a tough loss earlier on today. How did you regroup to come back out and play so well tonight?
朝の試合で、負けてしまいましたが、そこからどのようにこのようにチームを復活させたのですか？
今の試合はしっかりみんなでコミュニケーションをとって試合を進められたので良かったです。
As for this game, we had a great communication. That's why we could get a great win.
You're sitting on a 4-4 record now. Are you happy with that at this stage in the week?
現在対戦成績を4勝4敗としましたが、この結果についてどう思いますか？嬉しいですか？
少し悔しい部分もあるんですけども、しっかり明日も一戦一戦大切に戦いたいです。
We are not fully happy, but we just keep our condition and step by step, one by one, we just keep doing our condition for the next game, one by one.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you for speaking to us.
So a very happy Seina Nakajima, Japan with the victory tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the action from Silkeborg, Denmark. For Rona Howie, I'm Hans Frauenlob. Good night from Denmark.